Welcome everybody. This is No Bullshit Gaming Podcast 2.5 Gamers session number 3. So we are definitely taking this seriously. Well, we are discussing the latest news, fun stuff, and obviously dropping some knowledge as well. But don't forget, this is also 4 a.m. conference discussion feeling about the gaming industry. So let's dive in. Welcome, guys, Felix and Jakub.
Hello there.
How was your week?
Very, very good. It's a lot of happening. We'll get into it. I got a lot of questions this week from some devs about one particular ad unit. I'll go into that a bit later.
Nice.
But before we kind of just dive into it, I just wanted to make a announcement in the spirit of self-improvement. So it was brought to my attention by my two dear co-hosts last week that I use a lot of fillers. And in the spirit of self-improvement, I will now, or we all will donate €1 per filler every week to a charity of our listeners' choosing. And we're going to have a little poll on LinkedIn after this podcast comes out to choose it. So we're going to be counting fillers from now on.
Very good. Well, don't worry, I will definitely be counting it. And that was the one. That was the one already.
Yep, got it.
There you go. There you go. Okay, and you wanted to do a quick round of intros again because you feel a bit intimidated that nobody knows you, Felix. So please, can you just introduce yourself as well, and the Jakub as well, and then I'm gonna tell our listeners about myself too.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Felix. I'm the Director of Ad Monetization at Network Inc. I have worked at DSPs and ad networks before. So anything that has to do with in-game ad monetization, I've seen how the sausage is made, and I've also made the sausage.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
That's nice. So name's Jakub, or you can hear it in the conversation also, Remo. Pretty much head of monetization at Traplight currently, but more on the game design stuff. The jobs that I did before was, I guess, 80% game design. And currently, lots of projects are pretty much coming through my hands, so that's there. But mostly focus on game design, system design, and all the nitty-gritty parts of monetization that are pretty much tying to the game economy, which is, of course, today's trend favorite subject.
Amazing. And my name is Matej, and I'm an independent UA consultant working in games for 9 years already. Now having a team of motion designers, 10 at the moment. And I work very closely with several developers around the world to grow their games. That's it. And guys, welcome again. So let's dive into the news. So what's happening?
Not many acquisitions this week.
I know, right?
It's weird.
Week, nobody bought anyone, or maybe there is some M&A, but not that huge as the week before.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely see some more acquisitions later down the line. I can guess that this will be happening this year.
Why are you so sad about it? Like, well, we are going to see some acquisitions.
I'm not sad about it like that. That's how this industry works. It's just expected. Like we talked about it before, that we are guessing that EA is the next company to be acquired on the chopping block, or Playrix.
Or Playrix.
Yeah, or Playrix. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with the news, I guess.
Yep.
So we're looking at some of the Blizzard-related news lately. So there's this historic start of the game industry union in North America. I think one of the first ones that actually going to be within a really big company, specifically Activision Blizzard, where QA workers are trying to establish it within Raven Software. And originally they pretty much said that they will give Blizzard until 25th of January, which already passed out, and Blizzard did not voluntarily choose to recognize, Activision Blizzard didn't voluntarily choose to recognize the union. So now I get...
What a surprise.
It is in workers' hands, because if they can sway a lot of people on their side, they still need to be recognized as a union, as like Activision Blizzard needs to start bargaining with them, if I understood the whole report correctly. But on top of it, there was this sudden change within the organization in the mentioned company where QA people were pretty much put around all of their teams and not within a QA team just by
Yeah,
accident.
but you need to mention that the QA of Call of Duty team, that was the
Yeah,
main,
QA of Call of Duty. Like
main team that they wanted to form the union.
34 people.
And what happened? Well, now they are definitely sitting with other teams, just not to be together, trying to create the union. Well, not surprised again.
I think I saw it in even like the GDC survey from this year that there's like 60% or 55% developers wanting to get the game industry union established. So this number is just rising every year, pretty much.
Yeah, but it's GDC survey, so that's
A little bit biased.
slightly different from the mobile game dev industry. Anyway, the GDC audience is quite indie, PC, and in that direction rather than mobile developers.
This kind of just also piles on what we've been saying before, like how bad are things in there? Because traditionally, if you think about it, forming a union is traditionally at least like a blue collar thing. And Blizzard QA, that's definitely like I would say more of a white collar job. And like for them to have to actually want to group together in a tech company that generally is known for getting, the cushy lunches and the good deals, like what is going on in there? Like it must be so bad. Like,
well,
what?
There was the post from Jessica QA, which we mentioned, I think, in the first session. They're earning 60K a year, which is, I think, really low salary for North America. Can you imagine like having that kind of salary in, let's say, San Fran? Or
Are they in San Francisco though, or are they like in some other city?
Not probably in San Fran, but
Blizzard specifically is at Irvine, California.
Yeah, okay, there you go. But still, how much you pay for rent?
I think this has to do with this kind of a hidden tax that's kind of plaguing the gaming industry, where you are expected to be paid less because you're working on the thing that's your dream job. And this is kind of a really bad mantra that I think needs to definitely go away, because it's just the worst, to be honest.
Yeah, but still, I would also take a pay cut to work on Diablo, for example, but not for a long period of time. Just just for a year, maybe 2 years tops, and then just move on. Because you can definitely get better salary elsewhere, and you still enjoy working. That's the thing. You need to be happy to be able to work in gaming industry, right? Working in gaming industry definitely makes me happy. So, and that's the main point.
Yeah, but now that there's like much more competition, even within the market of like the job market of North America, then I think like everybody gets better, and these kind of problems that are, or let's say the companies that were built originally on this thesis are kind of suffering from this now, which is now that you see these movements, like let's establish a union now.
Yeah. Well, sure.
Let's see what happens when Microsoft comes in there and cleans up. Like, say what you want about Microsoft, but they're known for,
Cleaning up.
having a good HR system.
Nice. All right, let's move on.
So, I want to talk about something that I've actually gotten 4 questions from 4 different devs this week,
Nice.
and that is rewarded interstitial ads. And the reason, I don't know, have you guys heard about these rewarded interstitial ads?
Well, a couple of months ago, the rewarded interstitial ads will be available on Google, I think, but that's it. I mean, no other information.
Yeah, so exactly right. So 6 months ago, Google and Facebook announced that they're going to roll out rewarded interstitial ads. So it's an interstitial ad that pops up, and then users can opt out of the interstitial ads 5 seconds into it, and then forego the reward, or watch the ad for 30 seconds and then get the reward. So AdMob right now is pushing super hard for this format because it's still in beta, which in Google is, it means it's on not a very strong footing. But they're pushing super hard, and I think that's why I got so many questions from devs this week about it, and they also pitched me quite a lot. Facebook used to push it, but not as much anymore. Pretty much a sign that they're kind of abandoning it. And here's my little mini rant. Like, whatever you do, if you're a dev, don't monetize with this format. Like, you're opening yourself up to such unnecessary risk and such unnecessary stress by using this format. So when you're using interstitial ads, banners, or rewarded in mobile, you're always using a mediator, which means you always get price because there's competition. But for this rewarded interstitial ads, there's only AdMob and Facebook that actually support this format, which means you're going into a duopoly. And we all know that on iOS, Facebook is pretty much a non-existent player at the moment. So which means that for iOS, you will be entirely reliant on AdMob to pay you the highest price, which I guarantee you they won't. Like,
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I've seen it. Like when you have one ad network and then you add mediation, you double ad revenue all the time. So pretty much you're accepting 50% lower eCPMs if you use this format. And I guarantee you that AdMob are pushing super hard for this right now because no one is using it. And they're trying to do a last hurrah to push it. And I will bet that this time in a year from now, they're going to sunset this project in a really short time frame. And then if you're monetizing with it, you're going to have to change your game and you're going to hold the bag on this. Don't like it.
Do I get this right? So this is something in between the spectrum of interstitial and rewarded video, where interstitial you don't control at all as a player. It just pops up to your face and that's it. You exit or click it. And rewarded video you voluntarily choose to watch because there was a reward offered to you before. So here, the thing pops up.
This is a hybrid.
Yeah.
You need to watch it for 5 seconds anyway. You cannot close it.
Yeah.
And then the reward is shown for you to continue watching?
Yeah. So I guarantee you there's some genius product manager in like AdMob or Google that's been like, oh yeah, I can improve completion rates on our interstitial ads. And
Exactly.
that's why it's added this reward. And when I spoke to AdMob 2 months ago, I was asking, okay, so do I get rewarded ad eCPMs for this? And they're like, no, same as interstitial. And I'm like, so why should I use interstitial? And it's like, oh yeah, because you improve completion rates. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Now's the catch I was looking for.
Yeah, how's that relevant? Oh
Yeah.
my god, okay. Nice, but okay.
yeah, that's my little mini rant. It's just gotten a lot of
Right.
questions over it lately, but until the only way I would say you should use this is if you're a developer, is if you see this coming on like more mediation, so you get more competition, because that's the only way that you as a developer can guarantee you actually get paid the highest or a fair price for your inventory. So if you're only getting Google and Facebook, it's not going to be as high as it would if you're selling it on open mediation marketplace.
Yeah. This is very similar to actually pre-registration campaigns with Google. I mean, this is so useless. Yeah, I have no idea like why every rep out there, or almost every rep, is pushing it so hard. Just to spend money on pre-reg campaigns. You can't optimize it properly, so it's like, giving flyers in San Francisco Metro. That would be more effective, I would say. This is not even like install optimization, it's like pre-reg, so nobody cares. So you will pay the same CPIs, sometimes even higher CPIs than MAI campaigns, so mobile app install campaigns. So like, how does that make sense? I have no idea, really. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so the lesson for me as a game designer is just, either use interstitials or rewarded videos, but this doesn't seem to fit in any, like even for me, like how do I slot in the reward there in the actual ad, which is game related then?
Yeah, that's why it's so silly, because you have to design around this new ad unit and make it a bit different from the rewarded, and that might actually cannibalize your rewarded video as well. So it's just bad idea. Like, I don't see any good ideas about it right now. Like I don't,
Well, that's why nobody's using it, I guess. That's why they're pushing it so hard now. It's very similar to good old days with, I think, carousel ads on Facebook. Facebook at some point in the past was pushing it so hard, like, yeah, use it for gaming. It's amazing ad unit. So you're using it, obviously, no performance, anything. And then after a while, it can work sometimes. But it's really good and suitable for e-commerce brands, obviously, because you can show up the different products in the carousel ad format. For gaming, not at all. Sometimes you can show up different characters and units, yes, but that's it. So then when I asked Facebook about it again after a couple of months of their pushing it, like, hey, okay, so should we use carousel? No. That's it's not very effective. Like, well, really? Who would say? What a surprise. The same thing, I think it was with Canvas experience, but I can't remember how was it called. Because it was Canvas, but it can be confused with the Facebook Canvas, which was the platform for the games 10 years ago. Yeah, but nevertheless.
You said it worked some cases. When did actually the carousel ads work for gaming?
When you show different characters and units from the game, actually.
So like more hardcore games then, I guess?
Probably, yeah, more midcore and hardcore. So if you use the or heroes, all you have, that's perfect. But then years ago, they're pushing it so hard to create a story in 5 images. So you have the carousel, and then every image is one part of the story.
So you're just flashing the store page images pretty much.
I need to go for a delivery man because my wife just texted me. So give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Commercial break.
Commercial break.
And a short message from our sponsors.
That's really interesting. I talk about this. I think I saw it sometimes from the Game Cam conference. The Google guy was promoting it, but it seems shit.
It is horrible. No, like I even asked them, like, what guarantees do you have? Because Google is known for shutting down projects that don't perform. What guarantees do you have that you won't do the same with this? He's like, oh yeah, we won't do that. Trust me. I'm like,
Google graveyard. His famous last words.
I'm gonna go pee again because I drank a shitload of water before this. All by myself, Remo doesn't wanna be all by himself. Yeah, I'm recording, baby. But it must be some kind of sales quota right now, because so many people are asking about it, so Google must be pushing so hard. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna give it one last hurrah, push it this quarter and see if we can get the numbers up.
Mm. How's the numbers, by the way? All good?
What do you mean with the COVID?
Omicron ones.
Oh, we're at 2,000 incidence rate now.
Ah.
I'm gonna check it out and give you the latest. So I think it's 1 in every 29 inhabitants in Berlin right now have COVID. And my dear girlfriend is one of them. But I thought I had to isolate because those are old rules, but I have the booster. So I don't. So tested negative today. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we're just getting up and up and up every day. But currently, we can hit that peak of 15K, and it seems like that's where the testing capacity ends. So we won't go higher. The positivity just get higher. It already went through 44%.
But
So
from what I can see, like Monica, compared to when I had Delta, doesn't look as bad.
yeah, it's slowly like fading into the new cycle, and the Ukraine is taking the main like screen space now.
What do you mean? Ah, yeah, of course.
Slovakia, now that NATO said that they're gonna host like 1,000 soldiers here, like yeah.
Well, you guys are getting soldiers.
We first need to kind of push the Corona mafia into background, because they're just like making demonstrations that they want to go with Russia and stuff like that. So,
I guess like if you're a mobster, you prefer Russia because then you can flourish a bit more, I guess.
those are all former communist people, man. Like they just switched codes after the Velvet
okay.
Revolution. So yeah, but of course it's best for mobsters to go with Russia. It's best. Worst part is that these guys have like so big of an influence on Facebook and all the social media. Like we have this one guy who just have like 200K followers, all like senior people, and he's just posting communistic bullshit nonsense. Like
Community bullshit nonsense. That sounds like a very
Marxist
good
style.
part to the bonus section.
So where
Okay,
are we
we're back.
now? Ah, Matej.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Okay. We can move on. I need to stop ranting about Facebook because my personal account is still banned, but it should be unbanned on Monday. So
Should
hope-
be.
should be. Yeah, should be. I was on the support with so many people already. No one can or could help me. So Facebook, you are doing a very good job. Thank you very much for being such a great UA partner.
Did if you spent more money, would they be more helpful? You think? Are you
Dude, I
selecting some kind of mid tier?
I spent 25 million in my whole career. I think that's a pretty good amount of money to not being banned.
But is it all in your Facebook account though?
Okay, that's not. Yeah, that's.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
That's true. But Facebook was always 80% of the spend up until now. So maybe that's the case. Facebook and they banned me. Hey, you asshole, come back and spend more money. But this is definitely not how they
let's
can motivate me. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. Okay, so Blizzard is making a survival game. I think they are inspired by their own atmosphere and the situation and the survival mode they are in at the moment. But jokes aside, they're working on a new brand, in a whole new universe, so whatever that means. It's a new AAA title, and it's not a spin-off on an existing Blizzard game, but a new IP. So
This is new.
that's interesting.
It's first time in 8 years, I think.
Yeah.
Was it said? Yeah.
Well, the Overwatch was the last one, right?
Yeah, but also keep in mind that Overwatch wasn't really a new IP, where Overwatch was built on the ashes of the Project Titan MMO. So, like, considering that's a new IP, it was in the making, like, far behind. So I would say this is really surprising development, considering that the current situation at Blizzard is.
Well, what
Like-
else they can do? You know?
I
You
cannot even-
sound about as excited as a chess player. You don't sound excited at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's wrong with you, Jakub?
Because I
What's
know when this thing will come out. It will come out like 2028.
2042. Mark my words. Definitely there.
At least we'll finally get a litmus test if Remo is correct about like how the brain drain has affected
Yeah.
Blizzard. Actually, see if this will be a flop or not. That will be a true test if Remo is correct or not.
Yeah, but we
Remember-
will see. We will see in 10 years.
You remember how many, how many years it took from the first trailer of announcement of the Cyberpunk?
Ah,
Yeah, that was around 8 years.
Okay. But that's well, not Blizzard. So with Blizzard, that's even longer. That's the problem.
Point.
That's the problem. Okay, that's your point. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Well-
but it's interesting because still not a mobile undertaking. Because the rumor on the street, of course, was that Blizzard was working on some kind of World of Warcraft or Warcraft IP spin-off into geolocation, like Pokemon Go game.
Ugh.
So that's what I heard. But yeah, we are not getting it, it seems. At
you
least
are-
it's not being announced.
Apparently, you are walking on very wrong streets. If this is something that you heard as a rumor on the street. Oh my God! Well,
We'll see.
you are walking in the street of Slovakia, so now I get it. Now I get it. Okay.
Yeah, let's continue.
Okay, sure.
Staying on the Blizzard note, there's the new game publishing studio called New Tales, launched by former Ubisoft and Blizzard veterans in Paris. I think lots of experience coming from AAA industry there, such as Vivendi, LucasArts, Blizzard, and Ubisoft. And they are planning to develop games with its internal studios as well as publish games from other developers. So it's not per se the typical Blizzard developers banding together to create a new game, rather than this seems like a bigger venture.
Yeah, but this is what I don't get. Publishing seems like a AAA games. I mean, there is like literally 0 people from mobile gaming industry, so I have no idea how they can. I know how they can, but no idea how they will just do the publishing. Oh, well, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, it's interesting. Also, the other fact is interesting. I didn't see any big dollar numbers attached to this report. Like
Not
we
yet.
raised this, we
Not
have
yet.
this, we have that. So in the current environment, that's usually the thing that you see there. But yeah, let's see. Wishing all the best, I guess. More PC console games, I guess, coming.
Ooh, can't wait.
Okay, continuing next. Yeah, this one's interesting. So YouTube head of gaming is leaving for a crypto company called Polygon.
Amazing. Wish
Yeah.
him all the best.
I mean, this is kind of just a bit, now as all the VC money is going into crypto, and then it's becoming the cool thing for, the hip, cool managers of San Francisco to be doing. So it's just kind of, these successful executives following the money and following the hype, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but do I get it right that this is not Polygon's not the company that actually makes him? Is the protocol on Ethereum? Is it?
Yeah.
So what would
Still
be the
follows the
role?
money.
What
Still
would be
follows
the
the
role
money.
here? Like,
Come on, he went from being head of gaming at YouTube to being the CEO. That's a step up. Like,
no,
yeah.
I
no
didn't know CEO.
No
He's
CEO.
just joining the
company.
Ah,
Well, yeah. Well, if he's the CEO, that would be definitely a big step up
Don't think so.
of the game. But yeah, no, it's not
no,
CEO.
okay.
Yeah, and then the other bit of the news is that YouTube CEO said that NFTs and crypto present a previously unimaginable opportunity without any other specific product or deadline details.
Yeah, that's maybe because they have no imagination. That's the thing.
Also, of course, it's unimaginable because 2 years ago, like NFTs didn't even exist.
Yeah,
so of course, it was
exactly.
unimaginable.
Yeah, exactly. They saw the Twitter is having their Twitter Blue subscription with the NFT avatars in the profile picture. So now everything is amazing.
But wouldn't
opportunity.
this be like the biggest credential behind NFTs if YouTube would be going into it?
I could see YouTube making an OpenSea and letting creators also sell NFTs on YouTube to their fans, and then
Like
taking a nice
integration
little
to-
healthy, like taking a nice little slice from it.
Well, there is also rumor on the street that maybe Slovakian street, I don't know. The Instagram is kind of working or thinking about a very similar thing about NFTs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Social networks about pictures.
Ooh, who would say that, right?
Shopping on the bandwagon about overpriced pictures.
Yeah. Well, it could make sense. I'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But finally, something about the mobile developers, which is Tilting Point is bringing mobile games to PC, Mac, and browser. So they're launching their Tilting Point launcher. So releasing the launcher, enabling games from its mobile portfolio to launch them on PC and Mac and browser, obviously. And they are partnering with Xsola, to be able to offer cross-platform compatibility options as well. So they think that the launcher will enable games to reach new markets with new ways of distribution, which can be true. But we see the Raid Shadow Legends, Hero Wars, and other games being on web client, and I'm seeing those ads quite often on Facebook and Google as well. So this is I would say a pretty good activity.
Yeah, I mean, I downloaded it yesterday actually and tried it, the Tilting Point
Really?
one. It worked really well. Like, I'm quite impressed. I could see it as being like a really good thing from me as a player perspective. Like the titles where you want to have a bigger screen. I enjoyed it. It was quite cool.
How many games do they have there?
It's like a couple right now, but they're putting more and more. It's like not more than 3, 4, but they're going to be more and more adding on later. But I think, after speaking to our friend Nick Sola, what he said is that this can make you reach about 260 million more players.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Okay.
if that's true, that's actually
Where
quite,
the
Where
where
did
the
this
number
come
came
from?
from? Yeah.
So what our friend Xsola said was that essentially like about 200 million of them are in China that you're able to reach, and then there's more in Russia, Japan, South Korea, things like that. But together it adds up to 260 million more players. And I guess if you already have a game that's plateaued on, like, from a UA perspective, there's no more growth to kind of get on the normal channels. I guess this is kind of a
Let me get this straight. Like, you are able to reach means what? That they have installed Tilting Point's newest launcher?
What do you mean?
Like is they talking about just total addressable market, or like where's this number
TAM.
coming
It's a
from?
TAM. It's the TAM. So
yeah.
it's a TAM. It's not. Yeah.
Because I was comparing it to something like, BlueStacks, for instance, has around, 400 million install base or something like that. Then it would make sense. But yeah.
That's your answer.
Okay. I have
Well-
heard, by the way, a crypto angle on this, that they're just preparing to get like cross-platform for these games here
Who
through this.
who is preparing? Xsola
Tilting
or
Point.
Tilting Point?
Tilting
Oh,
Point.
okay.
Do you guys
I
think this
guess-
could be a way as well to avoid some Apple payments?
Not sure. Most probably not that much. I mean, obviously you can get different payment methods on PC and Mac and web, but still,
You still want to make the games mobile first.
yeah, exactly, because of the scale. I mean, this is definitely a nice addition to the growth pool or player pool as well, but it's still PC, web, and Mac. I mean, that inventory is shrinking every day. Every minute that we speak at the moment, the inventory is shrinking. It has been happening since what, like 2015 already.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned Apple, and guess what? Apple was fined with 5.6 million for not complying with the Dutch dating app order. Oh, what a nice surprise! I mean, the news about Apple enabling, I don't know why Netherlands and why dating apps enabling to use the third-party payment solutions. But it was just out for what, week, and now they're fined with 5.6 million for not complying.
Guys, like,
Amazing.
I
And
looked
this
it up.
invoice, by the way, like,
Yeah.
it's per week, so it can accumulate up to 50 mil.
That's true. Yeah. Fines will continue to be assessed by at 5 million euros per week, up to maximum of 50 million euros until Apple complies.
Guys, this is no. I looked it up. This is not even a slap on the wrist. This is a big fat nothing burger from Apple. In the fiscal year of 2021, Apple made $366 billion worth of
Yeah.
revenue. That's $1 billion a day. So even assuming that maybe
Yeah.
0.5% of that comes from the Netherlands, that's like 5 million. And that's
Yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Like it's a rounding error. It's not even a slap on the wrist. They can keep doing that. It doesn't. It's the cost of doing business. Like
I know,
it's,
like that.
Yeah.
That's understandable. But the
Yeah.
real question is here, if like you have 20 different states slapping you on the wrist and counted up, then it will become a problem.
Yeah, but until that happens, they will keep doing it. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
they will.
That's the thing, because it doesn't make any sense to do anything
But
about
if
it.
I'm a
since it's
regulator agency, like this is pretty much free money, so I will go after it. If I'm sitting in a neighboring country, why would I not do that also?
good time to be a government.
Yeah. Well, oof, oof. There is one last piece of news, which is my soft launch article, "How to Soft Launch Your Game in 2022," was just published on mobiledevmemo.com. So thank you very much, Eric, for publishing it. Please go there, read it. It's the the best guide there.
Shameless
for all
plug.
of you. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. Now you should definitely read it, share it as much as you can, because I really believe this can help a lot of developers out there just to get into the soft launch quickly, to know what they're doing, and yeah, please share any feedback you might have. And now we have the main topic of the day, which is the evil behind Roblox.
I've been looking forward to this.
I love it.
It is
Yeah,
the
I love
facts
it.
behind Roblox where you
Facts,
can
yeah,
then
okay, sure.
then you can consider what is evil.
Yeah, if it's evil or not. Well, definitely they're making a lot of money, so let's see.
Yeah. So to frame these, like, there were these two big videos that were running around the internet. One done in August, second one done in December. Forgot the name. I think People Play Games was the channel. I think so.
Doesn't matter.
Don't remember, but yeah, we can link that. But basically, they did a really thorough research on the whole topic. So I'm taking some of the facts from there and some of the things from around the community. Of course, it can be said that it's really biased on their side because they're just really critical, but I have also heard some of the other arguments there, especially from just direct Roblox only developers. So let's assess that, let's say. Let's start with some of the just basic facts, which are just facts. So if we compare the whole Roblox platform, it hosts around 20 million of experiences.
Yeah.
We'll get to that
Of course.
in a little
Not
bit.
games
Sounds like
experiences.
Airbnb, huh?
Yeah.
And then if you compare it, for instance, with something like Steam hosts like 55k games. Just to get the grasp of how big it is. In order to publish a game on Steam, I think you need to pay some kind of arbitrary fee, so it's not that easy. In Roblox, I would guess it is just free, just like normal registration setup, but no money involved, if I get that right.
You need to pay also on Apple and Google as well. Like
Yeah,
100 euros per year, I think.
Yeah, so that's as for the scale. The important word in this whole setup is the word experience. Because Roblox, even though it is sitting on #1 in the top grossing charts, is pretty much blatantly breaching the guideline of store within a store, just by avoiding it by renaming their games into experiences. So now it's compliant with the guidelines, which is #1 fact that people don't know.
No, that's the thing. I still believe this idea was pitched by Apple to Roblox. Like, hey guys, you're making a lot of money on our platform, but we can't.
Would be really very sad.
Yeah,
to force
we can't have marketplace or like multiple games within the app in our store. So if you just rename the games to experiences, that might work, and you will be happy, and we will be happy as well.
I just think it's a legal eagle. I don't think it's Apple. I think it's some legal genius inside of Roblox. It's like, guys, I've got it.
Yeah, I got it.
They're not games. They're experiences.
I don't think that this legal eagle will work for anyone else if you're not called Roblox.
Well, of course, if you have 47 million DAUs, then it's very easy to bend the rules.
Yeah, but continuing on the facts track, there's 47.3 million DAUs, which half of it are users age 12 and under. this is another really big critical fact that we're talking
That's
around
pretty dangerous.
like a completely different audience that we are used to deal with within the mobile gaming industry, because even though that like common people think that games are targeted mainly at kids and children, mobile gaming industry is definitely not the ones that targeting those. Main targets here we have people that are 18 plus, I would say, segments if we would cut those, and children would, of course, some games have more of them, some game has less, but most of the gaming industry is not considered to be children. I think the average age of a gamer, if we counting mobile in the US, is like 37 or something like that, and it's a woman, because there's more women playing games than men, just by the sheer volume of numbers there. But yeah, Roblox is a really big exception here, where there's like half of the population is 12 and under, which brings with itself a lot of other like legal implications, I would say. Yeah, this will be discussed later, but let's continue. Current Roblox market cap is around $38 billion, which the video famously said is the value of 7 Ubisofts on the current market trends.
Love it. 7 Ubisofts is always a great comparison.
So it's pretty big, and as I said, it's pretty much topping all the grossing charts on all the mobile stores for now. At least the ones that you can see in all the alternative data analytics platforms such as App Annie or Sensor Tower. So yeah, it's getting there. And then the other important fact is that how Roblox takes a cut out of its, let's say, developers. Because usually the model here, not only on the PC but also on mobile market, is the 30%. Steam takes 30% out of the developers or the transactions happening on its platform. Apple and Google, they do the same. Epic.
Yeah, they have 15% on the first million, and but it's still afterwards it's 30%.
That's right. Epic squeezed it to 12% together with Microsoft Store. They're pretty much doing their best to try to force Steam into the same ratio with their aggressive politics of giving free games every week. So that's there. And Roblox, on the other hand, has 75.5% cut.
Love it.
Man, that is amazing if you're Roblox.
Yeah, but
it's perfect.
Yeah, that's the first interesting fact. The other thing is that this doesn't even scratch the iceberg of the whole thing, because Roblox operates on its own internal currency called Robux. So even like imagine, for instance, that Apple would pay you in Apple coins. Like this is not happening. Apple sends you a check in US dollars as they like flow through their platform. But Roblox, they do it differently in a way that when you're dealing with revenue or let's say money within their platform, it's always in Robux. Only when it leaves the platform after all of these cuts, then it's converted to dollars. So the genius invention is that in order to withdraw the money out of the platform, you would need to go at least 100K, which is equivalent of $1,000 to actually even be able to withdraw the thing. Plus, on top of it, you still need to be on Roblox monthly subscription program on that same account.
So it's exactly what ad networks do. If you don't earn, usually it's like 800 or 1,000 a month, then they keep that money for you until you get over that.
That's great. Another comparison to get like an industry benchmark. Some older people maybe remember Second Life.
Older people. Oh, okay.
They had also their dollar-pegged economy called Linden, and the minimum withdrawal amount was like a $10 alternative there, just to get the scale of like how big the rule is here. The other thing is that if you look at Roblox quarterly reports, they say that on every $1 of revenue that they're making, only 17%, so 17 cents, leaves the Roblox platform altogether.
So they're keeping almost all the money
Yeah.
inside the platform.
Yeah, and
Can you buy stuff in the platform with these Robux?
of course, you can even spend them on UA.
Ooh.
Yep.
We'll
exactly.
get there. So the important part is that if you're an aspiring developer, like Roblox one, you pretty much need to constantly deal with stuff that's in Robux. And now, even if you made any money, you pretty much don't know what to do with them because you cannot withdraw them if you don't breach this threshold. So you spend it on the platform, and that's how they're pretty much keeping all of the money in it. So even if you do it, it's kind of get devalued a lot because then there's the cut. So even if you withdraw it, then we're talking about the big cut. That's the one that's taking off the payment. And this has a really similar historic parallel to the company money that was prevalent in America before 1930s, where it was a normal occurrence where in like loggers camp or miners camp, companies would issue their own currency that they would pay their workers in. And then these workers could use this currency within the company shops, pretty much keeping the flow of money within the company. If they speak against the company or, was doing anything that was not in the best manner of the company, they would be fired, thus losing pretty much all their money because it was within the company. And this can make them much more dependent on the whole thing. So it's the definition of how to do a platform monopoly. And this got illegal. This got illegal by law in 1938 in the US. But of course, the legislation didn't catch up to the digital space. So now it's completely legal on a platform that has half of its user base 12 under.
Yep.
How?
I'm
I'm a bit speechless. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
Well, I would say they're just money-making machine. Pretty clever, yeah.
How do you
exactly.
feel if this would be happening on Apple or Google platform? That you would get paid in Google currency or stuff like that?
So the only reason they're getting away with this is because it's mainly miners who don't yet know any better, right?
Hard to say.
Hard to say. The other thing is that they are the monopoly on their platform. So what do
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
So
Easy as that, but it's super clever. I mean, look.
Clever in an evil way, right? It's not clever. It's clever evil way. Yeah.
Well, you can call it whatever you like. Still.
Yeah,
Genius.
I was really surprised about this because I guess if this would be happening on some kind of a, let's say, big store, imagine Epic would be doing this, or Apple, or any other big company that's pretty much a platform operator, or Uber. Uber will be paying you in Uber coins. Do you think this would? It's illegal basically, but within the Roblox space, it's not being covered by that law, or pretty much somebody didn't figure out. It's a publicly traded company, so people know. We're not talking about some random new entrant into the top grossing charts. It's a company that's 10 years old and is already on the stock market, so everybody knows.
Don't you think they have discovered in terms of the legal? They're a publicly traded company, so they must.
Of course, they have it covered with legal. That is why it is working. But
have there been any lawsuits?
No, I don't think so.
No, definitely not.
But something being illegal doesn't mean that it could not be made illegal in few, political terms.
Yeah, that's Mr. Skeptic again in here. I mean, look, they're not making money now, and they don't care about what can potentially happen. Not that it's gonna happen in the future. It can happen sometime in the future. Until then, everything is fine.
Yeah. The other thing that's kind of sad to me when I was looking at the video was that they had the system really good. They have set it up really good in a way that you can make games pretty smoothly, pretty much frictionless. You don't know any coding, nothing. Literally, children can do those.
Easily.
And some of those, of course, they stay there and become the Roblox developer team. but the knowledge from the Roblox editor isn't that transferable like the one when you would be like pretty much learning some kind of conventional industry engine, such as Unity or Unreal or stuff like that. Because if you pretty much base all your knowledge on this Roblox editor, then when you leave the platform, your skills are gone.
Well,
So-
in that case, you don't really leave the platform.
You
There-
don't
there you
really
go.
need to leave the platform.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah, another interesting tidbit was that they had this claim called "Make Serious Cash" on their website, and after
Ooh.
the video was posted on YouTube, they removed it. Surprisingly,
Well, I guess they made already pretty serious cash.
like we made serious cash.
Yeah, we made. Yeah. It's like, hey, you have the typo there. You wanted to say you make serious cash, not the other developers.
Yeah, and then there's this other interesting tidbit that their forums, the official ones, shut down in 2017 because they weren't able to moderate it properly. I guess because again, all of those legal implications with minors. So that's there. Last interesting fact is the Roblox collectible market, which is currently really booming because there's a lot of tie-in with real-world brands there, such as I don't know, Vans or NFL, or I think
Well, Gucci,
we all see yeah.
Ralph Lauren as well. They opened a village there in the mountains with Ralph Lauren brand. That's amazing. Come on.
Yeah.
Really
That's
clever.
amazing. Roblox is also on the frontier of the whole metaverse hype and considered
you
to be
go.
one of the main competitors in the current race.
Yeah, you can still see the concerts there as well.
Yeah, of course. So this leads us to the other thing, which is Roblox collectible market, where there are collectibles that are kind of platform wide, so you can wear them into any of these experiences. Pretty much, that's your
Ooh.
cosmetic market.
Do you mean games?
Yeah, and then the thing is that they sold them, of course, in limited amounts throughout these promotions or game events, stuff like that. It's normal. But the problem is that the platform is now so massive, and the whole market is pretty much so massive there. Some of these literally skyrockets to values like $10,000, $15,000.
Not
And-
Robux.
No, that's equivalent of Roblox.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Roblox still takes a 30% cut from all of the transfers on the marketplace. So comparing it to something like OpenSea, which is the NFT marketplace, which take 2.5%, they take 30%. And we're still talking about a game population of 12 and under, which is 50%. That are now dealing with things that are pretty much having insane value, really, at some point.
Learning the ropes, how to make money and what to do with them. There you go.
You're being very coy, Matej, but since you're the only one who's a parent here, I just want
Yeah,
to
I
put
know,
the question
I
to
know,
you, would you let your baby play Roblox
can-
after learning
yeah,
this?
I
Like
can
beyond
answer
Roblox.
that question in 10 years or 12 years when she's programming on Roblox some games. Hard to say. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not what I would expect from my daughter to do and try to buy Gucci stuff in Roblox for 10K. So,
If again people
dangerous.
remember just by the history of mobile gaming industry in I think 2012 or somewhere there was this big crackdown in Japan on the gacha games, where pretty much they had by law to implement some of the controls on spending there, and also prohibit some of the gacha designs such as Kompu gacha and similar ones that the government pretty much banned outright illegal. Just saying that. This also remember the thing where Chinese government pretty much said that you need to display the percentage of chances of all the gacha
Yep.
or lottery-based mechanics in your games, which I think also follow into our Western guidelines that Apple kind of have in their term sheet. So I guess it's more of a question that the regulation didn't catch up with Roblox yet, but I'm guessing it will at some point, because even in Japan, I think it was because of the scandals that happened there or some kind of outrage by parents when the government stepped in and kind of started to regulate these. So I'm guessing something similar will happen here also.
well, we'll see.
Because again, the other interesting fact is that Roblox platform has a really big problem with discoverability, meaning that you are pretty much offered to pay the Robux currency to like do UA and like user acquisition on your game. And now the platform is already in a stage where your average kid developer is competing with literally dozens strongman teams making games with full VC funding companies on just Roblox platform.
Yeah, but you need to find the way how to make your game discoverable. Fuck, this is so hard, so hard word. But you need to make a viral hit in order to make the game to be available to all the under 12.
You know, but with viral hits, the
Audiences.
same rule as with hyper casual. Like viral hit, that's great, but you're gonna get copied in 3 days
Yeah,
by
sure,
a
of
company
course.
that actually have the manpower and then pump it up through UA. The same as happening in hyper casual.
Well, how can you even comment on the UA? You have no information about the UA of Roblox. Nobody has in this group. Well, I am starting
Have
to.
you done it? Have you done it? Have you done UA on Roblox?
Not yet, but I will probably next week or the week after. So I'm in the talks with someone to actually do it. So I can answer that question. What I know is the auction is definitely way different from what we see on Facebook and Google, and targeting as well. You can have small banners that you can see on Google AdWords on webs. So it's like a skyscraper type of the banner, and also the main thing that is out there is the icon, which you need to A/B test, and that's it. You
There's no
have
video ads? No video?
no, dude, this is Roblox, and it's like Facebook 2013 maybe, really. So it's getting there, but very slow.
So
Well,
ECPMs are going to be
forward.
super low and conversion is going to be super low.
Yep,
All right.
exactly. But
Yeah.
well, we'll see. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to hearing more about it when you spent a couple of the Robux and
couple of bucks. Yeah,
a couple of Robux.
I still don't know. Like, I'm not convinced that this whole thing will kind of last through regulatory storm that I guess is brewing on it. Because
But the
When do you think that
LTV of
it's
these
gonna
users can't be very high. If half of it's under 12, like they're spending their parents' money, not their own money.
what's the problem?
No, but the LTV is it's not gonna be high. It can't be. That's why I'm just a bit shocked with hearing all this, that it's such a big market cap. I assume that the LTV of Ubisoft's users is probably triple, quadruple what Roblox's LTV of their users is.
Sure, but the DAUs of Roblox is way different than the Ubisoft as well, so it evens out a bit. Well, and any other skepticism around the money-making machine called Roblox?
not the skepticism is pretty much reading through the facts here, but like
Yeah, but
I have to leave it to them that like they made a really successful company and like a successful gaming platform, even though it's a store within a store. That I will keep that.
Yeah, of course. Again,
But again, the question would be, would it be so successful if it would be, let's say, PC browser based only?
most probably not that much.
Yeah.
Well, the inventory, again, as we said, is shrinking on the web. They had to find a workaround on the mobile, which I see they did.
Yeah, with the experiences thing they did.
With the experiences, of course. Look, like the thing is, we can't say anything like from the experience like building the game on Roblox, because we don't have any experiences with that. So that's the main part, that you are all only stating the facts. But then if we had someone actually here talking about how they can build the game there, we would be having probably a very different discussion.
No, of course, like I can guarantee that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next week. Just Matej, take 5 minutes and just report back what you saw.
Oh yeah, definitely. If that's gonna happen. But yeah, okay. Do we have anything else, or we just go for a weekend and have fun? Yay.
Weekend.
Oh yeah. All right. Thank you very much, guys. And thank you very much, listeners, as well. So please share feedback. I already got some, and it was mostly positive, which which was surprising. But that's good. Keep them coming. And well, speak to you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye.